Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture there, Lai Mohammed, describing threats by terrorists who threatens to kidnap President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, the minister calls them mere propaganda sentiments. But still, in Abuja, a motion to commence an impeachment process against President Muhammadu Buhari over the worsening insecurity in the country by minority lawmakers in the Senate was frustrated by the president of the Senate, Antijesu Adeoye, tells us more of the happenings at the Senate on Wednesday.
After which we will give an ultimatum to the president that he resolves this issue, otherwise we give an impeachment notice. And as such,
Minority Leader.
The Minority Leader, Senator Philip Aduda, moves a motion on an ultimatum to President Muhammadu Buhari to end the worsening trend of insecurity in the country. But the President of the Senate was unwilling to allow the motion get a breather on the floor of the Parliament, and he ruled Senator Aduda out of order.
You are supposed to cite the order. Second, you are supposed to discuss with me. At this moment, that point of order, I don't know what it is, but falls flat on its face. Leader of the Senate.
The Senate President's reaction angered minority lawmakers who staged a walkout of plenary in protest. They immediately converged to brief National Assembly correspondents about their resolution. Just like majority of Nigerians, the lawmakers expressed deep concerns over worsening insecurity despite several resolutions on security reached by the National Assembly and Mr. President's failure to act. They have now threatened to impeach President Buhari if he fails to fix insecurity and give citizens a sense of safety within 6 weeks.
at the closed session, we agreed that we will give the president an ultimatum that failing which, if it is not complied with, will move immediately to give an impeachment notice. And this we agreed at the executive session, at closed door session.
Back at plenary, the President of the Senate urged security agencies to be on high alert and do more to curb the heightening spate of insecurity across states, including the Federal Capital Territory. He gave strong assurances that the National Assembly would provide the needed support to the military to ensure the restoration of peace and security in the country. The Senate then adjourned plenary to the 20th of September to proceed on their annual recess. Tijesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
And now let's bring in social reformer Andy Apotive to speak about the drama that played out in the Senate on Wednesday. Mr. Apotive, thanks a lot for joining us virtually. So what did you make of the happenings at the Senate, the move by the minority leaders to impeach President Muhammadu Buhari? And of course, we saw how that panned out. But what did you make of the entire scenario?
So for me, it was mixed feelings with regards to the fact that certain questions keeps coming to my mind. Why now? Why is it that it's at this moment that they are actually working at impeaching the president or sacking the president? How long should it take ordinarily for somebody you have employed as your chief executive to run your company, for that person to have failed abysmally continuously, and you continue to keep the person? Just in one regard, we did not give the president his roadmap. We didn't. He said to us when he was coming in that he was going to tackle security issues, he was going to look at the economy, and he was going to fight corruption. He was the one who set the template. And that is not usually what is expected. When you get into the examination hall, the questions are set for you by the examiners. The people are expected to set the questions for the president. But the president actually had expo, quote unquote, and he set the questions for himself. Have you seen anywhere in the world where a people will set questions for themselves and will fail abysmally at addressing those questions. Today, we have seen it consistently. We saw it in the Middle Belt. We saw how the people were killed. We saw the proliferation of insecurity and insecurity activities across the country. The senators were watching, they were looking, they were interested more on other things that would make them increase, feather their nest, as it were. They waited until it came home. Today, we hear that some of them are going to plenaries, entering Uber, going to plenaries, entering taxis. They are refusing to take their vehicles because they understand that this threat that they should have nipped at the bud yesterday has become, so apparent that it's about to take them out. And now they want to act. Is it not too late to act? That's the next question we are asking. When today, all of the telltale signs that we should have seen about the incoming amalgam that is about to befall Nigeria, and I'm not being an alarmist. If anybody understands, you would understand today that we should have needed this. Like a doctor understands what cancer is. If you caught cancer at the early stage, when the cancer is rearing the ugly head, if you caught it before it starts to metastasize, before it starts to proliferate, before it starts to grow, chances are that the patient will survive. But guess what? They were all dilly-dallying. They were all
looking at Mr. Akpotive, and looking at the alarming trend of insecurity across the country and this move by the minority lawmakers, which some have said will go to no effect, looking at it's a matter of numbers. What do you think will happen now that, okay, though late in arrival, but they have, spoken nonetheless? So what next?
Two things. First off, assuming without conceding that this will go to no effect, it would have sent message to the ruling class to understand that indeed the people understand that you can be sacked. Don't forget, and this is the narrative that the press is not even highlighting, that a senator from the president's state was among those people yesterday. We keep saying opposition senator. A senator from the president's state. I stand to be corrected, and I need press to go and check it. Senator from the president's state was amongst them. It speaks to the fact that there are more. Don't forget that they had a session before they came out. That session, they shut it out from press to get in and hear what they were saying. Who says that what they said there was not what they all agreed to? The 109 members of them or the 107 members of them, what they agreed to. Who says that? Let us watch and see how this thing plays, because when the rain falls, it does not fall just on the house of a few people. When it falls on the zinc and on the house of a lot of people who are within that geographical space where the rain is falling. Today, the reality is that Nigerians, whether they are tall, short, whether they are rich or poor, whether they are Yorubas, whether they are Igbos or Hausas, are feeling very, very painfully this pathetic, abysmal, and inept performance of this administration, especially the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, when it comes to tackling insecurity. The exam, mark you, that he set for himself, the exam was not set for him by also. How do you fail exam that you set for yourself now? I have asked these questions consistently. You set the exams for yourself. You had the marking scheme. When you were coming, you told Nigerians that the President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's administration had failed woefully with regard to insecurity, that you were a general that was going to be able to take care of it. Today, abysmally, you have failed in that regard. They are even threatening to take out a president. Is that not enough for us as a people to begin to have very quiet moments?
Social reformer Andy Akpotive, we thank you very much for your contributions on TVC News.